That's what we meant to do. I hope y'all appreciate this. I went through a whole lot of trouble to try to make this as presentable as possible. So y'all can see I wasn't really playing when I said take the time, go ahead and go on YouTube, add your boy on there so that when I go live, it'll be worth watching. This may not be the longest broadcast today. That's perfectly all right. But now that you know that I'm on there, and now that you see that it's up and legit, feel free to come and join. Feel free to come on inside. Come on to the party. It's perfectly all right. We ain't gonna put nothing on you no more than you can stand, but we're gonna give you everything you can handle. A little hand for me, the Krauses. I have the power to Kraus in my corner, so there's no need to worry about security. I got everything at hand. Perfectly all right. So, all your comments, share anything you want. It's an open forum, and we're all down. Everybody's cool. No beef at all about nothing that we're saying. It's all gravy. All gravy. So, and you know what? I'll tell you this. I thought it was kind of odd, but it wasn't unusual. It was perfectly all right for it to be asked. And it was like, well, why don't you have any? Why don't I have a stance, or why don't I have a say, or at least why don't I present a stance or a say on the political aspects of what's going on today? Which I do a lot of times, but it might not be on the out and out. But you know, hey, the leader of the free country is who he is. Okay? The leader of the free country is who he is. He has been elected to that position. He's an elected official. You have to deal with it for as long as he's going to be in term. And for everybody who voted the way they voted, I hope they got what they wanted. Whoever did not, hey, make a bigger and better, stronger, you know, attempt to do it next year. I mean, every 4 years is another attempt to put somebody else in there that you believe is better. But the person who's in there is the person that's in there. So you can't change that. And you can hate all you want, but for 4 years you kind of gotta back whoever's in the lead to do what it is that you want done for you and your demographic. So you gotta do that. You gotta do that. You know, you don't have to support them, but I mean that is who is in the front runner is who the front runner is. You can't change that. But what my personal opinion is simply is that the wig, I call him the wig because I don't like to use his name. The wig is in the White House. The wig is in the freaking White House. And I don't believe he came on there to be a political leader. I believe he came on there to be like a Vince McMahon. You watch WWE? Vince McMahon was the head of wrestling. He was in the background. He had a position in the background. He was able to be effective in the background. At some point, he wanted to be in the front. He wanted to come out and get the fans. He wanted to come out and get the fame. You know, he like Suge Knight coming from behind Death Row to come out and now I want to be in front of the camera. There's no need for you to be in front of the camera. That's a bravado thing. That's an ego thing. But he sees his position like a superstar. You know, I'm like a famous person. I'm like a popular person, but not that I'm a political figure. He's always been a famous guy, and he's always had some kind of opinion about what's going on in the country. But he didn't have to put himself in a position to be in control of that. And now he is. And boy, I don't think I ever seen the wig squirm and talk and jab. You got the confines in the background to be comfortable saying what you're saying, because they might put the camera on you, but you can pretty much say what you want. But when you're in the camera as the head of the free world, somebody might fact check some of that shit you be saying. It's like, did you just say some off the wall stuff about Germany? You might not want to just be saying any and everything. Some people might fact check and be like, that's not true, or that's a lie, or that's false, or where you get that from? You know what I'm saying? Who slid you that piece of paper that said that? Because that's wrong. When you are up on that type of pedestal, they can nitpick any and every little thing you say. That's really not his strong suit. He's just a guy who had a lot of money, who had a lot of success, which is influential to people who never had that level of success, but that don't necessarily make them the best person to handle international affairs. But hey, however it happened, he's there, and it's got to be one hell of a hot seat. He can't really do like he want to do. He can't be as cool as he wanted to. When he was trying to control football team in the USFL, I was down with Donald Trump. Now I can say his name because that's the arena in which I heard about him, knew about him, started looking at him like this dude. He just done made a name for himself out of just big money real estate deals. He made his own niche. That's something that I can get behind. I'm down with that. I'm cool with that. On a political platform, you probably are a lot more, biased to certain things, being such a privy person for such a long time. You know what I'm saying? That don't really give you the grassroots to come and do certain things. When you have to look out for the big man, little man, middle man, and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of hard for you to really say, I see where you're coming from. How the hell you see where I'm coming from? You had $1 million, you ain't never looked back, and you've been building ever since. How you gonna really relate to these people down here? It's a hard sell to me. I think so anyway. I think it's a hard sell. And it really look uncomfortable for him when he come up there. When he start using them hands, he running out of words. He doesn't start getting repetitive, and he notices he's being repetitive, and then he starts looking kind of sketchy in what he's saying. He's trying to get you to buy in to what he's saying. Then he's no longer stating facts or stating things that you may or may not be able to prove or right or wrong. Now he's more or less going off personal opinion, and you don't really get personal when it comes to being the president. When you're the president, you got to strictly be by the book as to what's the best situation for all people. When you're doing that, you can't really be cool. You got to be right. And when you're not right, that could affect whether or not how long you're going to be in front of this camera. And you want to be reelected, well, you're going to have to eat some crow as far as some of that stuff you said that people can go out now and prove. That was some bullshit. Where you get that from? That was wrong. That was real wrong. That was way wrong. That was real wrong when you said it then, and I don't know why you didn't change it enough to come back and then say, okay, I was wrong. No, you just said it again and again and again. Not cool, not cool for that position. So that's the wig. The wig is doing this thing. The wig is doing this dance. I don't know how much longer he got. If he's going to try to take this to the next term, or people done seen enough and they're like, all right, we got a popular president. We got like a folk hero president. We got somebody who will go up there and say things that I would say. That is cool. That don't necessarily make you the best fit for that position. That don't necessarily make you a political candidate. That just make you somebody, hey, I like that dude. I like that dude. I like somebody who go up there and talk shit and, say the things that they don't like about the other person instead of just hiding behind it and, doctoring it up by saying nice things and calling you a political this, that. No, I just call you, I don't like you. I think you're stupid. You can't vote for this person, that. This guy's he's a jerk. He never paid a parking ticket. He speeds. I've been close to him. He don't brush. I know definitely he don't wash. I can say this about this candidate. You gonna bust out laughing, and that's who I'm gonna vote for because he's funny. He's funny. Now, what about his political career? He don't have one. He's rich. He got money. He made his money the way he made his money. That may not necessarily work out as far as being the head of state. You might not be able to be the head of state, but me and you can kick it. We can kick it. We can chop it up. I like the way you get down, and that's cool with me. But that don't make you a good fit for lead of the whole entire free world. So shout out to the wig. Keep doing your thing. We'll enjoy you as long as you're in there. And, see what comes up next. 2020 is going to be big. So if you never knew my stand, that was my stand. So I try to keep a whole lot of the other stuff I talk about, something that can be related to any and everybody, something that anybody can come in and say something about. So, it's basically a lot of family-based, relationship-based, because I definitely have a lot of experience in that, successful and unsuccessful. So that's something that you can come on live and be like, I heard that thing what you said, and then we can talk about it and give your opinion about it. And that's what I want. I want the interaction. The interaction is going to make it to where it's not just me talking. It's not just me relating to other people. It's other people coming out and saying, hey, while I was working, while I was on the job, while I was changing tires, while I was fixing plates, or while I was, picking up the kids, I heard what you said, and that's right. And another thing, in addition to that, furthermore add on to what I'm saying and then make that point just a little bit louder, and maybe we can go a little bit farther and make that point to everybody. That'll be cool. That'll be cool. And hopefully we'll have longevity in doing that. So now being on YouTube, now being on Instagram, now being on Facebook, we're just going to have a bigger family following. So jump on board, come on out, join the Krauses, get behind it. And, maybe we can have more of a say when we want to say something to people before, it don't help to go out there making decisions that you don't have nobody to get behind it and say, I like what you said, or maybe I'll do that, with somebody and somebody you can relate to saying, yeah, that's a good idea, or here's why I think it's a bad idea. Let's get more of a group gathering. Let's get more of an impulse to say, yeah, we all agree. We all agree. Not just me, her, him, everybody. We all agree. That's a cult following of a good type of way, not a bad type of way. We ain't gonna do no cult following like Waco and all that other jazz. We ain't drinking no Kool-Aid or sacrificing no animals. None of that. None of that. Hannah, you wouldn't approve of that no how. So get behind that. Let's do that. And especially everybody earlier today, I think that was on Instagram. That wasn't on YouTube. We were talking about some of the relationship stuff. Definitely how we can put aside our differences, stop being independent, stop working as a unit if we're going to be in these relationships and further our relationships. Start to see how we can make the relationship go farther instead of just our own personal goals, trying to get somebody to do what we want them to do. It doesn't work like that anymore. That's out the door as soon as you establish that I'm going to have a relationship with this person. This is going to be the person in my life. Okay, well, you're going to have to eat a little bit less and take a little bit more if you want this engine to keep moving forward. Because if you want her to do what you want her to do, it's going to be some things you ain't going to want her to be a part of. You ain't going to want to do. So we're going to get back to that. And that is our cue. So everybody hold tight. And we'll be right back. What you thought it was safe? Just privacy. Welcome. Anything happened? Well, there's been a little bit of blow by blow. I fill you in on the details, and we'll do the same thing. Good, bad, ugly? No, not so much. We had to send an outage